he like I said, quietly puts up the numbers. So you have him at first base. Keep him there. I had him, and I think I traded him away because he wasn't loud enough.
Right.
So at number 6, is it my? Yes, my turn. Number 6, I have Cody Bellinger.
And as do I.
Yeah. I mean, we agree again. He's on the Dodgers. Again, rookie of the year. He's going to put up the numbers. I just think there's nothing. I mean, this guy could end up by the end of the year being one of the top.
He could be a top 5 overall player.
Yeah.
But he could also, you got to factor in the downside, so that's why I'm at 6.
Correct. All right, number 5, you're up.
Man, we're going to have similar names. All right, number 5, Anthony Rizzo.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, I mean, do we even need to talk about him? I mean,
no, we know what he does. Year in and year out, he does it.
He's going to hit 289. He's going to have, where does he hit? 3rd in the lineup now?
Yeah.
So he's going to have, he's going to have 90 and 90 at least.
Yeah.
And then he's going to hit 30 bombs. So.
Yeah.
And he's second base eligible.
He's second base eligible?
Yes, because they were putting him. They would do a defensive sub in the middle of games. They did it like 6 or 7 times last year, and now he has second base eligibility.
Wow,
no
dude,
joke.
Guys, that's huge.
Yeah,
that's huge.
Yeah. So keep that in mind.
He might be the best second baseman you could draft.
Well, think about what you just said. He's no Jose Altuve.
No, right, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, MVP. Yeah, not Jose Altuve. But seriously, I mean, Rizzo, though, at second base, you could draft a couple good first basemen and slot Rizzo. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Number 5, I have Freddie Freeman at number 5.
Oh.
Man.
How can you be so low on him?
I don't know.
He's so good.
And he was injured a little bit last year, too. He got banged
He's just
up.
one of those guys, you look at him while he bats, and he's
Yeah, I wanted him last year on the Pirates. I think there was a slight talk in the middle of the year with trade deadline that they would trade him away, but they didn't. And
he's amazing.
Man, if he was a guy, he plays third base. He might be third base eligible too.
Oh, he has to be, and if he's not, he will be after 5 games.
Well, he played more than 5 games there last year. Because, he should be third base eligible.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind, guys. Freddie Freeman, he came back, played third base because they got Matt Adams, the Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania native, that played first base in Atlanta. So Freeman will be third and first base eligible.
All right. So you just gave what number was he?
5.
5. Okay.
Number 4, I go first. Yeah, this time. Number 4. This is where I put Edwin Encarnacion because
really
his numbers. Yes.
Doesn't frustrate you that he goes on real? He's very streaky.
He gets cold. He's a very streaky player, but the be-all end-all is he has those numbers by the end of the year.
Every time.
Yep, every time. He has the 30-something bombs and 100-something RBIs, and he averages
with
everything.
The potential of getting 120. If 120 multiple times, I'm pretty sure.
And he plays on.
He's got lineup protection. He's a good pick, but I probably won't get him.
And who do you have at number 4?
Number 4, Chris Bryant. Boy, how the mighty has fallen. Number 4, going from like number 3 or 4 overall last year.
He's got
number 4 in first baseman alone. Although first basemen that's where a lot of the studs are. Them in outfield.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I didn't have Bryant in my list at all because, to me, he was a third baseman.
Okay, well, he's multi-eligible. We'll have to look at that when we do our next list. Because,
multi-eligible guys I didn't really put on my list.
Yeah, I mean, so he basically put up 90% of the stats that he was expected to last year. I drafted him like 3rd or 4th overall. He didn't do enough harm to my team to keep me from winning, so... Right. I mean, slow start, but you knew what he was. He's so good.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's one of the best young players in the game. We know that.
All right, so number 3.
Number 3.
Joey Votto. Joey Votto. I saw somebody on the Let's Talk Baseball page. It broke my heart a little bit. I mean, I felt as bad as I could for a multi-millionaire that can play the game he loves for the rest of his life. But he's a beast, and he very much should have been in the NL MVP race. He's a freaking animal. Absolutely. He's so good. He's one of those guys. I'm beating a dead horse here. When you watch him hit, you just expect at least just a line drive every time. This guy's a beast. He's fun to watch. He's on a crap team. Oh, well.
At number 3, this is where I put Anthony Rizzo.
Okay.
I think he's the third best first baseman out there. Big news is he's a second base eligible.
One of these times he's gonna take a 99-mile-per-hour fastball right to the forearm and it's gonna break it. He stands way too close.
Right, and that's like I said, that's what
he hit in the face.
That's what Daniel Murphy's doing, and that's why he's.
But nobody stands as close as Rizzo.
No,
he's on it.
Right on
his knee
plate.
is over like isn't just grazing the plate; it's over the inside corner.
Yep.
Jeez, this guy.
All right, number 2. My turn.
I don't remember.
I think it's my turn. This is where I put Joey Votto. To me, Joey Votto is one of the top 10 players, hitters, not including pitchers, top 10 players in all Major League Baseball.
And he's one of the top 10 Pirates killers of our generation.
Oh, my God, yeah.
He just crushes the Pirates, but he crushes everybody.
He crushes everybody. He's everybody's killer. He goes out there and steadily does what Joey Votto does.
Yeah, he had like one bad year and it wasn't even that bad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's safe as you can get almost.
Oh, man. So...
and he might fall because he's not quite as sexy as guys like... I'd rather have Votto than Judge.
Yeah.
So that says something right there.
Yep.
I'd rather have him than Stanton. I mean, he's a first-round talent for me. And he's only 3 on this list for me. So number 2 for me is Freddie Freeman.
Okay.
Votto and Freeman, I could flip a coin, really.
Wow.
They're both, I think they're equal. You think one's way better than the other?
I think Votto's better than Freeman.
By a lot, though?
Well, I don't think any of these guys are.
That's true.
Other than the number 1 guy. I think our number 1 guys.
Yeah. All right, so what's your number 2?
We just did number 2.
Oh, it's Votto.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, and number 1's obviously. Do we even need to say it?
Yeah, Paul Goldschmidt.
Old Goldie. Hitters Park.
Yep.
I had him 2 years ago, and when he doesn't hit bombs, he steals bases.
Yeah, that's what puts him above everybody else. He has great average. He hits the bombs, but then he gets on base. When he does get on base, he steals bases. He gives you stolen bases from a first baseman. That's unheard of.
Yep. So I mean, that's the concept. I mean, he might go 3rd overall.
Yeah. He's definitely one of the top 5 players in all Major League Baseball.
I don't like his stance, though. His stance bothers me. Same with Chris Bryant's stance. Those guys that hold the back.
Doesn't matter.
I know, obviously. Obviously, it's working.
Doesn't matter. It's working.
Yeah. I mean, I can't believe they wouldn't take my expert advice on how to stand in the batter's box.
Yeah.
But, Goldschmidt, obviously.
Yeah, so there was some disparity in our list. I didn't add some guys that were eligible where I was going to put them at other positions. I didn't put anybody in who was multi-eligible.
Oh, we got to talk about the omission of Miguel Cabrera.
Oh, yes. We talked about this shortly before we did our podcast. And I asked him, where would you put Miggy? I don't have him in my top 10. He doesn't have him in his top 10. He fell off the map last year.
Someone's going to draft him high.
Someone's going to take him. Yeah.
And he could turn around.
Yeah.
Before last year, it was like the 2 best hitters in baseball were, for the longest time, I feel like, were Pujols and Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah.
The only difference is Cabrera's a little younger, and he kept it going, whereas Pujols, when he went to L.A., fell off, sort of.
Yeah. Sort of.
He's still good, but he's not like an elite talent anymore.
Right.
And Miguel Cabrera just kept going and going. And
last year he fell off. Now, he doesn't have a lot around him. Martinez is gone.
Right.
JD Martinez is gone.
Victor Martinez is like 98 years old.
Yeah, he's 98 years old.
Did he retire? Is he still playing? I don't even know.
I think Victor's still playing.
Okay.
I think Kinsler's gone. Right? Didn't they trade him?
I believe so. I don't want to. I try not to sound stupid on the podcast and
I know.
Where guys are.
I think Kinsler went to the Angels, I believe.
And I hope he actually did.
Yeah, and he just doesn't have much around him, so that also scares me. When you're going to be
but we're in an on-base percentage league.
Yeah, it's true.
Or no, OPS.
OPS,
still
on-base
plus
slugging. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up on my team because I'd take him over Josh Bell. Ooh, there we go. I'd definitely take him over Josh Bell. So throughout the year, the podcast that I like to listen to that I won't name because we're we
don't want to name.
We don't clearly rival of these professional podcasts. But so the first half of the year, they were just kept on saying the batted ball data says he's being unlucky. He's unlucky, and then towards the end, they stopped. They changed their tune. They're like, I don't know what else to say. The guy just
he had a bad year,
a really bad year. I mean, by his standards, I can't even explain that one. But yeah, that's about it.
So there's our top 10. The first baseman. I think next week we'll do second baseman. We'll just go across the diamond. We'll do second baseman. Maybe I'll try to. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't include guys who are multi-eligible. I think we both know who the top second baseman's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's going to be some surprises there. Jonathan Scope.
Yeah. There'll be some surprise. Jonathan Scope. I don't know if that'd be much of a surprise anymore, though.
Not anymore.
He was really good last year.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll cover that next week. I'm going to move on to the next segment of the podcast here, which is talking about our trades and free agents. Mark, I think, is leaving the building.
Yes, sir.
So that'll be the end of our fantasy portion next week again. Mark, thank you for joining me this week and getting in the first baseman and your catcher list. Guys, let us know what you thought about his catcher's list and what you thought about both of our lists for first baseman. Definitely keep commenting on the Let's Talk Baseball page. Again, we changed the name here. It's called The Grand Slam with your boy Mikey Franks on the Let's Talk Baseball podcast network. Always catch the Jake Robinson Sports Experience. He's right on, man. He's one of the best voices on radio, and if you haven't heard him...
Hey, I gotta go.
Mark is leaving. Mark is out until next time.
Later. Say hi to your mom for me. All right,
I will. Oh, wow. My mom misses you, so hey. So let's move on to the next segment here. We're going to talk about some free agent signings and, of course, the huge trade that just happened within the last hour and a half or so. Gerrit Cole getting traded to the Houston Astros. The return was very, very controversial. I think a lot of people were expecting the Pirates to get a bunch of young guys and to basically say, okay, we need to trade Gerrit Cole, we need to trade Andrew McCutchen, we need to trade Josh Harrison, and think about building towards the future of this team. But here's what I think happened. They made the trade. They got some young guys, but these guys are ready to play now. They're not ready to play next year. They're not ready to play in 2 years. These guys are ready to play now. The return, Jake Musgrove, he'll be a starting pitcher for the Pirates. Probably the number 4 or 5 guys. And then they got Colin Moran, I think, is the headliner of this deal. They needed a third baseman. I think the Jung Ho Gung experience is over with. It had a lot of potential, but then the guy went stupid and got drunk and was messing with hookers in Chicago, and he got kicked out of the country basically, and he's not allowed back in. So Jung Ho Gung's out. They had to get a third baseman. They went with David Freese last year. It worked for a little bit, but he showed his age, and I think they got Moran to start at third base for them. And then they got outfielder Jason Martin, sorry. He's a guy that I think, from what I hear, he may not be a starting outfielder now, but he could be in the future. He said he could end up being the headliner of this deal in the future, which is, maybe next year or 2 years from now. Depends on how the Pirates are playing this year. And then the other guy was, I believe, Michael Feliz. Live arm, he'll be in the bullpen. They need to shore up that bullpen. They lost a couple guys. So, to me, here's my opinion, and it's my opinion. You may not like it, Pirate fans. I like this trade. I do. We're not going to be able to keep Gerrit Cole. And we've already been talking about trading him for a month and a half now. And even if we kept him, he would not have wanted to be here because we've tried to trade him so much with the Yankees and with the Astros within the last couple weeks. I like this deal because I think Musgrove can come in and he'll surprise. He pounds the strike zone, sort of like Ivan Nova and Trevor Williams. Nova was great the first half of the year last year. Trevor Williams actually surprised some people and pitched great second half of the year last year. And I think Musgrove can be one of those guys. He's only 24 years old. He's going to come in, and let's see where this goes. I mean, I'm giving these guys a chance. Moran could end up being the future third baseman for the Pirates, and here's a guy who could... He reminds me probably, not because of his facial hair, not because of the color of his hair, but of Justin Turner. Not a super powerful third baseman, but a guy to come in and hit for a good average, and maybe he could hit third in the lineup and average from 15 to 20 homers a year and get a decent amount of RBIs. That's a guy that he could possibly turn into. He's not overpowering. He's not a power hitter, but he's got a good bat on him. Jason Martin's a speed guy, but here's a guy that said he could have plus average when it comes down to it. So he's going to be a guy that possibly with him, Austin Meadows, depending on how the